milligram. And that's what makes that product so safe and so effective. Now, there are changes in the market for the pharma industry, and we'll all have to take note of it. Doctors in this audience will already know it. Personalized medicine. It's on its way. Long-term therapy being undertaken by pharma companies with the help of doctors directly to long-term diseased patients. Changes will be required in pharma machinery, in very short runs, in very specific production technologies. Nanotech is coming in. Robotics is required in pharma. Containment is already here. Automation of processes, process analytical technology, PAT, extremely important. What it means is, do not let the pharma product come right to the last stage when quality control rejects the product. Just imagine, you have already spent 95% of the cost of the medicine in production, and then you reject it at the very end. Process analytical technology is a system that allows you, through various systems like NIR technology, to check the quality of the medicine at many stages in the process. So you're able to check a defect very early on and reject the batch or send it for reprocessing before you invest more money on it. Now, doctors here and the pharma industry will know that the age of biotech is on us. 60% of the new products that are going for approval to the US FDA are from the biological route. Currently, these products are very expensive, so they're not reaching the masses. But new technologies, and India is one of the leaders here, new technology is called biosimilars, not biotech. And by this route, the prices of biotech products are brought down to a fraction of the current cost. Now, when this happens, obviously, the products being so effective will be in demand by the masses of the countries. They'll be required in the villages of India. There's an issue about biotech and biosimilars. They consist of large molecules. Now, large molecules get destroyed in the acidity of the stomach. So they have to be dosed by injections. Now, with this huge demand from villages of the world, where are the doctors that are going to inject these medicines? Do we not need to start thinking about them? And here's where, again, the ancillary industry perhaps is required to help the pharma companies find an easier, cheaper method of self-medication, possibly by the oral route or even the suppository route. My company is working on a number of projects where we're trying to put vaccines and other biotech products into empty capsules with an enteric property, which means it doesn't dissolve in the stomach. It dissolves in the intestines, where there's an alkaline medium, and thereby dose injectables in the future in the form of capsules. Those of you who'd like to work with us on this project, we need doctors and scientists. It's actually too big a project for us to handle alone. I'd be extremely happy if you would like to join our team and lend us your expertise. And obviously, we'll give credit to everyone who's involved with us. Now, technology is coming to India not only from the genius of our peoples, but also from a number of associations that have been attracted to India. Our company has been responsible for bringing many of these associations into this country. They are, for instance, the International Society of Pharmaceutical Engineering, ISPE. Another one is HADSA, the Health and Dietary Supplements Association of India. A third one is IPEC, the International Pharmaceutical Excipients Council. Now, what is the value of bringing such associations to India? Firstly, they're totally non-political. Secondly, is their members consist of the most learned scientists and technologists from the World Pharma Company who come together on common platforms to share knowledge. They believe knowledge belongs to humanity. And by bringing them into India and sharing their knowledge with our technologists and scientists, we're getting an upgrading of the entire competence and knowledge of our people. I told you about PAT and so on. All these ideas have come into India over the last 7 or 8 years from these associations. And think of it this way. If a large world-leading pharma company comes into India with all its technology, and for me, technology is the most important part, not the investment and not the employment and so on. But that technology is kept contained, it's kept private for as long as possible, till slowly, of course, it does spread out to other companies. But when an association comes into India, it comes with the express purpose of sharing this technology right from the beginning. And through these associations today, more than 2,000 pharmaceutical technologists are being trained every year. There is a reason why India remains way ahead of China in pharmaceutical formulation technology. And here is a reason which I'm not sure that even China has fully understood. In bulk drugs, China is way ahead of India. They get access to much cheaper raw materials and so on. In formulations, India is years ahead of China. India has one of the largest number of pharmacy colleges and pharmacy students in the world. Most of our pharmacy students and graduates study a science called pharmaceutics, which is the science of pharmaceutical manufacturing. And then a majority of them join the pharma industry. The hundreds and hundreds of trials that are going on in pharmacy colleges by students, they get transferred into much more serious, well-funded formulation research work in our pharmaceutical companies. In China, very few pharmacy graduates go into industry. In fact, all around the world, this is true, except in India. And the pharmacy students in China, USA, Europe, do not go into industry, but they become retail pharmacies. They join chemist shops. They join hospital pharmacies. They become military pharmacists. They become emergency pharmacists. But they don't join the pharma industry. And that is why I believe that if the Chinese want to compete with India, they'll have to fundamentally start by transforming their educational system in pharmacy colleges before they will start seeing results many years later. This is provided that they realize this fact. And when I've been to China, once or twice I've been approached by agencies of the government that, can you help us to understand Indian pharma technology? We have a cell working in China, in Beijing, trying to study how Indian pharmaceutical companies are so far ahead in pharma technology. Obviously, I didn't need to even offer to help them. Now, right through the English-speaking world, a majority of the positions in pharmaceutical companies are filled by Indians. It's remarkable. R&D head, QA head, production head, and so on. 70% of the importers of pharmaceutical drugs and formulations in the United Kingdom are of Indian origin. 60% of the chemist shops in England are manned by Indians. Nurses are from Kerala, as we well know. So are doctors from different parts of India. So actually, here you have an incredible situation. You have what we can call a golden brown chain of Indians, right from the doctors who prescribe the products, to the people who manufacture the pharma products, to the wholesalers who are importing these products, to the chemist shops that are dispensing these products, and finally even to the nurse that is giving the pills to the doctor. And it requires one or two of our pharma leaders with vision to say what an incredible support group the Indian pharma industry has if you could join this golden chain together and use it to India's advantage, which can be done. Now, throughout the English-speaking English-speaking world, Indians, as I say, are everywhere. I'll tell you a funny story because I'm supposed to give some personal examples. There was a company in California that I was very keen to get into. They had no patents. Everything was a trade secret in how they manufactured their product. I didn't know anyone there. I was in a really big hurry there only for one day. This is a true story. I phoned up that company and I said, may I speak to Mr. Patel or Mr. Shah? So the telephone operator said, Mr. Patel left us last year, but I'll put you through to Mr. Shah. So Mr. Shah came on the line. I said, Mr. Shah, this is Ajit Singh, Associated Capsules. You know, I've been active in the College of Pharmacy. Mr. Ajit Singh, you don't have to introduce yourself. Where are you? I said, I'm here. Can you have dinner with me? I'd love to have dinner. I said, I have one more request. I'm here only for one day. Can you walk me around your plant? He said, come now, I'll walk you around my plant straight away. So that is the power of using your connections in India, that any pharmaceutical company you phone, and if you've been active with pharmacy colleges and all here, you'll find there's people from the Indian pharma industry. Now, one of the challenges that we have as suppliers to the world is that it's taking a lot of time for us to get into big pharma, to get into the really big companies, because our European people in the same industry are already there. And one of our competitors, the head whom I met, he said, you know, Mr. Singh, it's a futile task. Your salespeople can never get into our top customers. So I said, why is that? He says, first of all, your salespeople don't know how to make small talk. Very importantly, every Sunday, I play golf with my top customers. You guys don't know how to play golf. So I said, can you tell me? See, in India, we're growing at 20% a year, right? So I said, can you tell me what is your rate of growth? He said, our rate of growth is about 2.5% to 3%. I said, you know, my friend, if my company was growing at 2.5% to 3%, I wouldn't be playing golf every Sunday. I'd be playing golf every day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful keynote address, which had an all-round presentation of ideas focusing on the various technological competencies of the Indian pharma industry. It is actually heartening to know that India is well ahead of China in terms of technology that goes into pharmaceutical formulations. and a large number of technological positions in the English-speaking countries are occupied by Indian professionals.